Welcome into the Biscuit. I am Drew Dollars. I'm here as always with DJ Lewis. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've been inside the Biscuit.
Yeah,
Sid's still tired. She's sleeping over your right shoulder.
yeah,
How you feeling? You're looking good. Beard's good. Hair's long. You've got a big smile, which
yeah.
we got a lot to tell people. You haven't had a lot to smile about the last few weeks on a physical level. We'll get into that. How are you?
I'm great, man. I feel fantastic.
Yeah.
Had
You
some.
look like you're living in a house either pre or post meth. I don't know which it is. Like it's like the walls not up yet, or did we gut them and sell the copper? We're not sure.
this this cabin that we're in was there's no plumbing. Lot of pooping in buckets going on here. We do have a compost toilet, but we haven't figured out how to use it yet, and so that's going to be a whole fun thing. Let's see, but we got a wood stove in here, and it's so much better than a bus. I can't even tell you. I can't even begin the level of The bus got gnarly. I don't know if anyone's ever lived in a bus in sub-zero fucking temperatures, but not recommended. Not
Well,
recommended.
that's the thing, right? Like if you live on a bus and you're in Hawaii, it's like, well,
Right.
you live outside. You just live
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
That's a place to sleep so no one stabs you, but you live outside.
Yeah.
But you lived in a bus.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
you live in a manifesto cabin. That's what it looks like. I was trying to figure it out. It's not a meth cabin. You look like you are on about page 1074 of your thoughts. And the world will, they don't know, but they will.
Yeah, and that's the truth. That's how I feel, man. Like Dre's got her little art table like going, her little art place going. I'm just writing on drywall, writing on my fucking. If you can see back here, like all this, like writing.
I see it. Nobody zoom in. It might be the plans to bomb a federal building.
Just writing on the walls with like but this is it's just like a dude,
wait. Is that what the writing is on the wall means? Is that where that phrase comes from? Of like detectives when they first started getting with terrorists, it was like, well, the writing was on the wall,
Yeah, good thing they couldn't afford paper, but they fucking just bought all the bombs in the world.
Yeah, you bought too much fertilizer to be able to afford paper.
So funny, man. Yeah, this is rad. It's a rad little like art retreat for like ideas. It's so comfortable in here, and yeah, it's not finished yet, but I mean, not a couple months ago, there was no floor, there was no anything in this. This was literally jacked up on jacks, and like the floors, and we put the floors in all the barn wood and barn beams and stuff in there, and there's all kind of like Carl's like art light fixtures, like with all these, like it's really cool in the ceiling. Most of it's been spray foam. We haven't really figured out like the design of the pattern of the actual walls yet, but I think it's all coming. It's all work in progress. This is really, really neat. These windows are rad. You can see every fucking star in the sky. The neighbors say that there's UFOs. I don't know. I'm waiting. But
I mean, they're going to talk to you if they're there. It'd be a hell of a thing if they've been talking to Mars for 3 years. And you show up and they're like, no, I didn't. I came here to talk to humans, not another alien. This is bullshit. Dre's showing them her dolls, and they're like, oh, God damn, she's got one of my kids.
Yeah. We knew it.
Well, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I guess to let people know, hey, we've been off. What's been happening? What hasn't been happening? First of all, we are going to change some things about Into the Biscuit. Now, I don't want anyone to think that's what we've been doing for 3 or 4 weeks. We've been doing nothing. Well, not nothing, but as it relates to Into the Biscuit, we've done very little. DJ has handled the Patreon on his own. I know how some of you get. You think you're our dads and moms. Yes, I'm giving him all the money. I started giving DJ all the Patreon money. So if you deleted your Patreon this month, you took money from this man. Think about, look at that dog asleep over his shoulder. You took Biscuits out of her mouth, you son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
you bastards.
We are going to do some new stuff. We'll get into that. I got very focused on filming the special. I'm very, very proud of what I did in that room. I haven't seen any edits yet. I'm praying to Kevin that it comes through. If people who don't know, Kevin is the teenage alien who plays the simulation video game we live in. I'm praying that it was captured, and then after that, I just kind of went home, hung out with family, and tried to let my brain get reacclimated. For those of you who saw it, we did kind of an introduction. It's on my YouTube channel if you haven't seen it, to our next project with Carl down the road. Earl, the Emergency Art Response Laboratory, is currently being finished up in upstate New York. It looks amazing. It is an interactive stage and art center that we will be driving around the country and doing shows and meeting people and featuring artists. And we want everyone to be involved. On that note, here's the transition into the Biscuit. We want it to become a podcast about creativity, storytelling, and art. And that is where we're going with it. Do we need to title it something different? Probably. Are we too lazy? Yep. But that's where we're going with it. We want to do a podcast where we interview fellow creators and creatives about their process. We also, though, we want to make it, since we're us, we do want to make it, zoom out from there. I don't want it to just be, okay, tell me how you sewed this. I want it to be more about how the art of storytelling and creativity connects us. I've said on this podcast before, it's about the only thing I'm woo-woo about. The only thing that makes me believe in God is music and storytelling, and I want to get into that. I want to get into how the power of story and myth, which we've gotten into a little bit in the past, creates culture and shapes religion and is, in my opinion, divine. So all that sounds a little mushy and undefined. That's because, like I said, this is relatively new. It's not like we've been working on this for 3 weeks. We've been into this about 37 minutes. So yeah, DJ, let's get into that a little bit. We have this new project down the roads, and we are trying to craft basically a social media presence for it. And like most things, that's just storytelling, but it is a new and weird way to tell a story. Have you enjoyed it so far?
It's been interesting. It's been interesting because, we have a lot of content as far as like pictures and videos and stuff like that about, with social media. And like now where you don't, posting and creating content like that, we certainly have come to an agreement. Like, we don't want to post as ourselves. Like, this thing has to have and find its own voice, and it's such an interesting thing to have this object that you have an emotional attachment to already. You know what I mean? Because ideologically and what have you, and also like
it's also got your sweat in it.
Yeah. More Carl and JT and Ian.
Fair.
But
you were there sleeping on a couch.
Yeah, man, dude. I want to tell you, man, that was some intense shit, man. Let me tell you. I just a straight real fast. I want to say that I heard that you murdered in Nashville. Dude, I heard. I do. Like, people were absolutely like texting me and being like, "That was great, right? That was amazing. It was great." Which, by the way, thank you guys, because I wanted to be there so bad. Like, I can't even, like, it was killing me. It was
buddy, I didn't know that.
me.
I kind of thought you maybe didn't want to be because you were doing something busy. And, we don't have to get into it if you don't want to. I thought maybe you might be a little sad. And so if I'd have known you wanted to be there real bad, buddy, I'd have made it happen. Now I feel
No. Don't take it right now. I was where I needed to be, and I was doing what I needed to do. You know what I mean? That was definitely what, Nathan, but buddy, man, I can't even, man, just to be there and just be like, go boy, go. You know what I mean? Like just bask in your glory.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so
Andy did a lot of basking.
Good.
She was so great that whole weekend. I about had a meltdown.
Yeah.
So that sucked.
You don't say.
I got sick, and we all got tense. Corey and Trey went drinking, which more power to him. Trey's whole thing was like, look, it was kind of like that scene in How High. You remember that movie? I studied high. I got to take the test high. Trey was like, this is how I live. I'm not going to stop now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I try to do everything right. Anyway, I slept like shit the night before and could not get a nap and was just like, I suck when I'm tired. It ain't good or whatever. And Andy helped calm me down and got my energy back going. And then I was able to catch like 30 minutes of sleep, literally like an hour before the show, which I could never do. I was just so calm and ready. Knees weak, vomit on my sweater already. And anyway, it was good. It was good. It was one of those things of like when you're nervous or it's like an audition or you're filming something, you recede back to your level of preparedness. Like you won't exceed that, but like I was prepared. You know what I mean? It didn't matter. I didn't need to have a perfect game that night because I had worked hard enough that like,
ooh,
you know what I mean?
Boy. Now we're talking about creativity and like, this is a great, and I want to get back to like finding a voice for Earl, but this is so great right here because something that I've noticed not only in myself, but I've definitely like, I've seen work out over and over and over again when you're dealing in creative spaces. Trying to have control is the absolute, that's like the worst. It's the worst. Right. You know what I mean? You have to put in the work and trust that the work is doing.
Well, that's all you have control over.
Right. Exactly. That's it. That is it. That's all. That's it. Period. And the feeling of knowing, like when your feet hit that stage and you grab that mic and you're like, blah, da, 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 or whatever tool it is that you're using to create with, to create that moment. It's so interesting to see that and to feel that and to know that experience. And
well, there's a certain amount of fear when it's not coming. Where am I doing something wrong? I rarely think, am I wasting my time? Because I love comedy and it's like what I want to do. But it's like, did I ever really have it? Have I hit a plateau as a creative person? Like it's not coming. And then it starts to come and you're like, for me, this is a little fucked up. It's almost relief as much as anything else. It's like, there it is. There's the thing I've tapped into it before. Thank God I can tap into it again. And then that, for me personally, not to get too woo-woo about it, that's where I get back to the divinity or whatever of it. Not like, a guy in the sky with a beard is like guiding my comedy special. That would be an insane thing to believe. But tapping into a reality that you can only tap into by working hard and opening yourself up as a creative person, just like being open to what comes to you.
Yeah. Be open to who you are and what you've done, right. Like touching yourself, like. I
definitely touched myself.
I knew it. As soon as I said it, I knew it. But sorry. Yeah, no. But like finding yourself there and like, oh, here I am. Here's this, and sharing that moment with people is something something quite beautiful. But there's something so personal and authentic about it. It's a wonderful feeling. It's why we do this, right? Isn't that why we do it? Find yourself in that moment. And like, I tell you, being like stagnant or being on a plateau as far as like creativity goes is got to be one of the worst and not like writer's block or whatever, but feeling like, oh, I've reached my,
The end.
yeah. This is as good as like I'm not gonna, it's a scary fucking thing, man. It's a scary thing uh, to think, but I think that a lot of things, as with a lot of things, as long as you're experiencing new things and allowing yourself to be open to new things, that never happens. And go ahead.
I think it mostly happens in our heads anyway, for the most part. Outside of, like you said, something like writer's block, which is a very real thing, but a lot of times it happens in our head because you'll have this explosion of creativity and then a good reaction to it,
Uh-huh.
and then the next time doesn't get the same reaction. And really, what you're saying is people don't like me anymore, or like the crowd didn't respond well to these jokes tonight. Well, these are new jokes. You're in the middle of that process, like blah blah blah. Or you're getting a reaction, but it feels stale in and of itself. And it's like, well, if it is truly stale, then you need to change. Be brave and change.
Yeah, man. Be brave. Be brave. Ah, man. Ooh, yeah, man. It takes that bravery. It takes that bravery in any kind of endeavor. You know what I mean? Uh, Reaching out and well,
Well, let's get back to Earl then.
That's what. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like learning about social media and learning about here's this whole new concept that we have, which in and of itself isn't necessarily I mean, like, it's not it's definitely how we're doing it and how we're uh coming about it and like doing it is all very brand new. But
Oh man, we're still recording, so I will talk for a minute. DJ just cut out, lost his internet. That has been one of the things that has been a struggle for us. Is internet. Um, anyway, sorry. I got to text DJ and tell him what's going on and tell him to hop back on the stream. But DJ is working on the Instagram and YouTube for Earl. He's back now. I'll let him talk more about it.
Is it working now?
hey, sorry,
You're good, buddy.
rural internet. Which, man, what the fuck, man? You ever seen Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers always on their phone, man.
I mean, Kevin Costner, he's got a different internet.
Hey, they gotta have an internet, a different
Dude,
internet.
listen, every celebrity, every single one is either some kind of weird robot or alien, a kid fucker, or
Yeah.
they got better internet than us. Like, honestly, choosing the better internet and being like that kind of rich and like getting free stuff, that's the nicest one.
Yeah, that is the nicest one, man. It's little details like that, though, man, in shows like that just fucking just drive
You
me
out of it?
Dude, totally. Like, I know y'all ain't getting no broadband. Y'all ain't getting no bars. Y'all ain't getting no bars. I've been out there. Y'all ain't getting no bars. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you ever go the other way with it? Sometimes they're like, oh, I don't have service. And I'm like, that's just because y'all wanted them to not have service to make this plot point work, because if they had a cell phone, because, you haven't written a new story since 1984.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Dude, I don't know. I believe Yellowstone is a good show because people I love and respect love it. But I started watching it right towards where it's at now because my in-laws had it on over the break. And it looked like a fucking soap opera for guys who won't hug their sons. There were 38 characters. They were all fighting and they were all fucking each other. And I was like, this is Days of Our Lives, but with guys who grunt or whatever.
So real, man. It is exactly what it is.
Days of Our Lives been on the air for like 50 years, though. Like, it ain't like those are bad stories. Fuck everybody who says they are.
Yeah, man. You remember when that, what's her name, got possessed by the devil? Man, so.
Well, yes, Mamaw Ding Ding was not having it, son.
Dude, I remember that, dude. I know it, man. I know it. My granny had us in there praying. We had to pray.
You gotta pray for my stories.
What was that lady? That was so great. I was so great, man. Yeah. was good. What were we talking about?
We were going to talk about you trying to figure out in this world of algorithms and social media and having to have a brand, how to create that for an art project, and you going through that and us trying to help you with it right now.
Oh yeah, man. Trying to find a voice to this thing, and also like that.
It's like almost marketing.
Yes, it is. It's not, and that's a scary thing for me because like I loathe it. Like, and as soon as you start learning about like how the algorithms work and stuff, you're totally in. Like I might have said this before. The Ouroboros, the snake that eats its butt. The butt snake.
Yeah, you're in the butt snake. You're right there in the. Once you start marketing, you're in the butt snake.
Buddy, you in the snake's butt.
Way to go, you snake's ass. My second favorite Bill Hicks joke or whatever, and this is going to sound edgelordy now, but people need to understand that nobody was saying shit like this then. One of his specials, he'd be like, "Is anybody here do marketing? Any marketing? Raise your hand. Fucking kill yourselves right now." And again, like at the time at comedy clubs, nobody did that, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody screamed it out. So anyway, it's because it's manipulation, you feel like. But that's where social media has left a small window of something that could be positive, whereas we try to live our lives on there if we have to, or put our art projects on there, we can try to be sincere as we can be with our crafted branding or whatever, which sounds like an oxymoron. I guess to some extent it is. But the thing is, we're creating Earl. So it's not like if DJ's having a bad day but has to post something positive for Earl, that's fake. It's like, well, no, like Earl ain't having a bad day. Fucking DJ is.
Right.
And I'm trying personally to see some positive in that and kind of redefine. We let marketing take our art from us. You see it with like the punk clothes they sell at the mall, and you know the fucking alternative movement and how everyone's dressing like my uncles and blah blah blah. I mean, those fucking overalls you got on are now $150 or $200 a pop because that some rapper wore them.
Yeah.
Well, let's go the reverse. Let's take marketing back then. Like if marketing took our art, then let's take their marketing, right? Let's try.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely what you have to do. You like approach it with as much honesty and integrity as possible, but also knowing that you're a part of a community. You don't want to speak from your own, like where it is coming. It is us. It is us talking, and it's us. It's not us speaking. It's what the essence of what this is and what it is speaking. And sometimes you get into this whole thing of sounding like an influencer, you know what I mean, or something like that, where it sounds kind of generic, and it sounds kind of like, oh, I'm trying to tempt you with whatever kind of what self awareness, or like I'm trying to blow smoke up your ass so that you'll
trying to sell almost like the cult we were mocking when we first started the fake cult, this is a creativity cult or whatever now.
Yeah.
And it is, by the way. We just also decided that. That's what this is a creativity cult.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's been that.
Oh yeah. We jumped the shark like day 2, brother. People got fucking tattoos, which are rad. I feel like I've said that in the past and maybe made people think I'm mad they got tattoos. I fucking love it. It just scared me because I was like, oh shit, man. People are too excited about something I did. What if I let them down? But anyway,
the Holler Villagers. I think Allison started that. The Holler Villagers.
That rules.
It rules so hard. It rules so hard.
One thing I say that's, I guess, semi-positive about influencer culture. God damn, I've really turned over a new leaf. To me, though, going back to what we were saying about it kind of being like punk. Look, I'm not going to call Kim Kardashian punk rock ever. But when I find out that someone on TikTok from like middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, now is getting these endorsement deals, I still hate that content and endorsement deals are so intertwined, and that like creativity is just a way to market products. But I am like, yeah, but it was just like some fucking 19-year-old kid from middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, not some rich guy's daughter who
Right.
had access to an agent. Like, nah, man, the internet is creating these doors, and we need to find new ones. And the ones that we like, we need to fucking knock them down. And that's like a hard way to look at it, because it's so easy to go cynical, because the cynical view of it is true. It is gross influencer culture. The algorithm is terrifying. Everything about social media is disconnected from reality and fake, and has ruined so many people's lives. But it exists. It's not going away. So you and I are trying to use it for Earl to like create a space for this new project.
Yeah, and it's really weird because like in times that I've tried or even like done anything for like try to do anything for myself that way, like I felt like a complete fucking psychopath, dude.
Me too.
And you know what I mean? It's like so weird. But like for this, it's different. And it's
just real quick on that note, and I think this is a compliment, 100%. The difference between you, your talent levels, your art, and some of the stuff you try to do in the past is wider than I've seen from a lot of people. Now, to me, it's because I personally find what you do so way up here, and the internet's just not capable of allowing that in bites. You know what I mean? You've almost got to like create it and then put it out. But it's weird how that's becoming a skill. And like Lil Nas X is the perfect example. The kid can rap and the kid can make beats, but he's better at the internet than he is all that.
Yeah.
And that's like, I needed to see someone like him, or even Miley Cyrus, who's been great at staying in the spotlight since she was a little girl, also do stuff I liked before my heart would even open up to it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because like when it was the Kardashians and the Logan Pauls, it was like, this is garbage.
Yeah.
And then you see someone like Lil Nas X, and it's like, but I do love what he's doing. Like, it's all right. Thank you for inspiring me. I see how this can be a tool for positive stuff now.
Yeah, and I think you have to grow. I mean, I think it is that it's definitely for the kids to show it, like the younger generations, to show us like that's possible. Because like being assaulted, like one thing growing up with this tool, but something all of a sudden like you got it. Like what the fuck is this? This is, you know what I mean? I don't have the wherewithal to understand how this isn't totally sucking my, putting brainworms in me. You know,
and it does. Like I'm not even on Twitter. Anybody messaging me on Twitter, I apologize. Message me on Instagram. I just don't be on there much anymore.
It's weird.
It's just brainworms.
It's brainworms like a motherfucker, dude. It is. It's the same cycle. It's like, dude, you're like, holy shit. Like this is like, you could stay off of it for a couple weeks, dude. And like you get back on it, and it's like the same exact fucking thing, man. It's the same exact.
I've been trying to do a joke about it. It's like being in another country. I haven't worked it out at all yet, so this won't be funny. But I've been thinking about what you just said a lot. It's like you're in another country, but it's a small country. And there's people who live there, and they have stuff going on, and it's important to them. And you live there for a month or a year or 3 years. And then if you leave and you go back to your family, nothing changed. Like you can just be with your family.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole nother country that you didn't have to think of. Like, how like right now you don't really put any thought into what's going on in Estonia?
Yeah.
That's Twitter. Yes. Now, if you go to Estonia, what's going on in Estonia will be very relevant to your life.
Yeah.
But you could just also stay here and not think about Estonia, and look, we can get into like, well, that's the privilege of being an American. Sure, maybe the analogy falls apart in some ways. But my point is, you don't actually have to give a single fuck what goes on until you're on Twitter. and then you kind of like feel like you do because you're there.
Yeah, man, it's like that. It's like that a lot. I mean, I wish I had years ago realized how much like you could be a comedian without giving a fuck about that culture. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You could totally do
uh,
that.
Comedian culture or social media culture?
Comedian culture.
Yeah, I agree.
And you can do the same way with like it's the same way with anything else. Like you can do that. It doesn't like you don't have to be, it doesn't matter what the fuck
It
so like
would
you don't have
probably behoove you, honestly,
yeah.
unless
Yeah,
you're really, really good at like social ladder climbing.
right. Which is a whole nother thing again, because then like you're talking about like what like fraternal shit or like like crazy like Epstein shit is what I think of.
I
Like
mean,
oh shit, dark,
they're all
huh?
fucking kids,
Yeah,
robots,
yes,
where they got free
yes,
internet.
yes. Completely insane. Like it's just like you'll drive yourself insane, and you'll lose like so much of your art and the integrity of your art will be lost in almost of yourself by engaging in that chatter. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? By in that
yeah.
static. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's like, oh shit, now I'm not genuine anymore. I'm rotating the same. You know,
100%. May I zoom us out a little bit away from comedy or even like Hollywood or industry stuff and get back to sort of talking about like creativity. And right now we're talking about inside the world of social media. How do you express what's on your heart or mind inside this world of social media? Now look, if you're just a guy or a gal raising their family and like, yeah, you could just not worry about it. You can just post your thoughts or whatever and not worry about it. But we're obviously trying to build a following, trying to get Earl out there, let other people know about it, meet new people through it, inspire new people through it. So in order to do that, we have to use the tools available to us, and frankly, it's just the best one.
yeah, yeah,
And so that's where we're at.
yeah. I mean, how we've already connected with so many different artists and so many different people is amazing to the
Yeah.
internet. The connections that we've made already, like
Dude,
being able to put our people with like even more people through this format, and like having like even more artists and like even like different level. Like it can create a a a thoughtful community, which is based upon
it already
creating art.
has.
Yeah, yeah, right. And this is just another step in that. And think about how much further that can go. And without the internet, you know what I mean? What would you do? Put an ad out in the paper? Hey, look at my thing.
Yeah, right. What would you do? I mean,
Fly.
I think the only other way to do it is to do something so visually appealing, and you already probably have a little bit of a following, that other people do what we just said for you. Other people put it on the internet. You know what I mean? That's the only
Yeah.
other way to do it, I think. But we don't have that luxury. Plus, we're interested in it. So I guess getting back to it, um, we're trying to create this story of Earl via this platform that we haven't mastered. You and I feel pretty comfortable saying, are masters of a stage in the form of comedy.
Mhm.
Acting, not so much, but in terms of public speaking, probably not. But in terms of comedy, I think I'm a master of the stage. I am by far not a master of storytelling through the medium of social media, video, pictures, etc. I'm not, but I'm trying to like get there, and you are too. And it's an interesting process, and it's one I used to resent very much so as a comedian.
Mhm.
But again, going back to people who've inspired me, watching some people will figure it out in a way without losing their integrity. I want to. I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And it's a really great story to tell. The story of Earl and that story is such a it's a good story to tell. And it's not just one person's story either. And
Yeah.
that's something that is very much engaging to me. It's like, And I know it'll grow, and it's definitely will find. You have to find the voice, so that means like every beat isn't always going to be, there. But again, here's another artistic endeavor that is absolutely engaging and very fulfilling. So I say and satisfying.
Hell yeah, dude. And then I guess circling back to the beginning of this podcast, DJ and I know that we could and probably should be a little less peeling behind the curtain on this podcast. We kind of tell y'all our ideas as we're doing them rather than just presenting them to y'all from time to time. With Earl, it won't be like that. Like, that will be the presented story. But on Into the Biscuit, we are going to talk about that process. We hope you guys enjoy hearing it. I don't want y'all to hear this, though, and this kind of goes back to what I was saying about this podcast is going to become more of a creativity and storytelling-driven podcast. Not today, though. We could have come in here and just did it, but not next week either. This is a process, and we're just kind of being open to it. Let me tell y'all what it's not going to be, and this is for our own mental health and also for our, artistic souls or whatever. DJ and I are both tired of talking about what's going on that week. We dove in on QAnon, which led us to the mutual aid place that we ended up in, and I'm proud of that, and I'm happy about it, and I will have mutual aid folk on this podcast anytime they want to be on. A big part of our goal with Earl is to make it mutual aid oriented, both in terms of money, but also in terms of, we call it an art emergency response, but it's actually going to be able to respond to actual emergencies too. So that's still a big part of this, but I'm not talking about the apocalypse much anymore. And for a little while, I might circle back to it. It's still called Into the Biscuit. I still believe in the apocalypse. I still think that it's over. I think this country is worse off than it was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I think we're fucked, but I'm just not. I can't save y'all. I hope you never thought I could, and I'm not talking about it anymore.
Yeah. I'm in such a chaotic state. I'm like, yes. I'm like, yes. You know what I mean? Like,
acceleration theory, like let's just get it over with,
or just like whatever kind of madness I want to put out there.
Yeah,
like
you don't have walls.
Yeah, man. I was like, my fucks are gone. Like I'm so gone. I'm so tired of like drama and like the world. I left so much behind in 2021.
Yeah,
like I'm not bringing that shit with me, man. I ain't bringing it. I don't give a fuck.
Ain't no room on the boat.
There ain't no room on the boat, dog. We're doing, it's joy and trying to build, and all that like dysfunctional bullshit. You know what I mean? It's like you're not gonna get anywhere with it. Mm-hmm. You're just not gonna get anywhere with it. And it's just, what are you gonna do? Vote? All right, done. You know what I mean? Or not, or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna inspire and build. You know what I mean? And maybe come up with a new way, but probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Probably get trampled by the man.
I want to get trampled by turtles.
Yeah.
Hey, you're close to them.
I know.
You should stalk them.
Yes, I've thought about
it. I'm talking to a man with fucking with a screed written on the half wall behind him, and I'm like, you should stalk the guy from Trampled by Turtles. That fucking Dave Simonet is his name. Poor Dave Simonet, knock on wood. He's going to end up dead next week, and everybody's going to think DJ did it, and I told him to.
Man, they have a bluegrass festival not far from here that I'm so excited about seeing when it comes around.
Yeah, I bet that's not for a couple months because it's negative 59 outside.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty gnarly. But I'm going to say,
did you start turning into The Shining on that bus?
Yeah, dog. It was painful. It was literally painful. It was literally like we were about to head back home. Luckily, we got everything done in time.
And your teeth got fucked up too.
Well, somebody's picking up their oils.
That's definitely what's happening.
Yeah, I tried to pull one of my teeth out. The same one. I don't remember if anybody was going to church. Which we should do again soon. If anybody remembers, like there was a time when like my mouth was like fucked up. Well, finally decided to pull that motherfucker out. Wasn't a good idea. I had a couple more teeth back yonder that were all jacked up. So now it's fine. You got to get it done Thursday. Rock on out.
Yeah, that's something you and I apparently have in common, trying to pull our own teeth or dental work out. I cannot recommend it. I got to go on mute.
Yeah. No, man. Yeah, man. I try to pull one of my teeth. And it's always around Christmas, always around this time. I should have had it done a long time ago, but y'all know how it is, man. They should really, money, not only money, but just all kind of different things. Take care of your teeth, man. That's all I got to say. Floss and, don't do meth. Yeah, probably. I tell you what, though, man.
Well, that is a hell of a thing for you to say to us.
Hey, man, actually, honestly, like,
can't do meth. It's gone. All the good meth, you can't get it no more.
I'm not against, dude, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I'm not against anything that a person, if they feel like that's what it's doing from. Like, I used to be like, kind of like, I kind of was on that border of like, man, maybe it's all pretty bad. Maybe they're right. You know what I mean? But now I feel like, honestly, if that's your choice, that's your choice. I'll probably just stay the fuck away from it myself. But I don't want to be like involved in it or with,
Well, dude, the philosophy of drugs. We left that in 2021, DJ. This is turn over a new leaf. This is a creativity podcast. It's not a political one. Do whatever you want, everybody.
I did so many hallucinogens. Like, I'm so glad. Like, looking back at like 2021, oh my God, dude. Like, I was doing a lot.
Mushroom and acid type thing?
Yeah. DMT pins and like trying to like, went all the way with it, dude. Was just eating all the, a lot of ecstasy and like, was really, and it's like, it's one of those weird things where you're like, well, it's not meth. And then you look back and you're like, wow, I had some wild ideas.
Well, I think that ecstasy, you got to be tough because it's like half meth. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, it totally is.
And I'm not gonna lie, when you did some of that worried me. I never got worried with the DMT and stuff because, like, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe because I'm a hypocrite, maybe because I do DMT. I don't know. I'll be doing Molly too sometimes. Although, I don't know. I'm getting old. Anyway, old aside, DMT. It's a perfect example of like those old jokes. Like Jon Stewart had a joke back when he was a stand-up, before even the Daily Show, where he was like, "You ever meet the guy who thinks everything better's on weed?" "Oh yeah, you've seen that movie, but have you seen it on weed?"
Yeah.
DMT's becoming a little bit like that for me.
Oh,
where I mean, it's probably been like this for years with like Rogan and all that stuff, where it's like it's the spirit molecule, and you can talk to blah blah blah, and you hear people say that, and at some point you're just like, man, you're chasing a boogeyman, or not a boogeyman. You're chasing like a what's the word?
No, a strong
like
man,
it's gonna solve all your problems.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think that a lot of those things, in DMT and psilocybin, I include very strongly on this list, are medicine.
Yeah.
Medicine can be good or bad for you. That's how I feel about it. It can help your creativity, to bring it back to what we were talking about. It's helped me with my anxiety, because I think there's two ways to know something. There's like knowing something logically. Like if somebody says to you, if somebody makes you angry, they control you. You can 100% know that. Like, yep, that's 100% true. Logically, I know that. But it ain't making me not get angry at this person that's in my life. It ain't, it hasn't changed anything. I just know that factually. But then you can know something on what I call an emotional level, where you feel it. Where really, really feel in a moment, this person is controlling me right now.
Yeah.
And then you change your behavior, you change your relationship to their behavior, and so you don't get as angry. But I genuinely believe DMT helped me with that. It helped me take things I knew, but feel them. And I don't know how else to say it.
No, I
I
get
don't
you.
know how else to say it. It's like that. Let's give a more positive example. You know that your partner is the best thing that ever happened to you, but you're in a slump and you're not feeling it in any given moment or whatever.
Right.
It's helped me with stuff like that. It really has.
Realization, realizing, making it real. Ooh.
Yeah, like bringing it manifest. What's the word?
Manifest.
Actualizing it.
Actualizing, self-actualization. Ooh,
Ooh.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, man. Yeah, but there's also I 100% agree with you, and I 100% know what you're talking about. But I also think like once you learn a lesson and you keep on fucking driving that goddamn horse, you know what I'm saying? You get kind of weird. Oh yeah, you can.
Oh yeah, you mean like overdoing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because there's no secret in there. It's something that
Yeah.
changes your brain chemistry to make you open to new stuff. But like God's not on the other side of it, or if He is, it's because He's everywhere, or she, or they, or it. But like, it's not. There's no button. It's not a magic button.
Nah. And if you realize at some point, it's like, oh, I'm trying to escape. I'm doing the same thing I was doing with every other drug. I'm fucking abusing it so that I can escape this hellish existence. I'm not even being creative anymore. I'm just trying to escape hell.
You got to do the work.
Yeah, you got to do the work, baby. And that's let me ask you this: Do you find yourself motivated?
No.
More. Well,
Sorry.
good. Well,
Sorry,
good.
go ahead.
Are you inspired but more by doing? Like when you're looking for inspiration, is it more of when you're doing something or or is it randomly?
Do you mean like the inspiration to create a new thing?
Yeah.
Or doing. I get random ones, and sometimes they'll be the seed. But I have to sit down and work on something before the inspiration comes. In some ways, that's a good thing because I know I got to go back to the well to get the water.
Yeah.
It's better than waiting on the rain. And I know people who are more rain people. And sometimes I'm jealous of them, but mostly I'm not.
Yeah. I have found that like I'm the same way. Like I have got to go I have got to go. I have got to be doing. If I'm not doing, it's not like just waiting for it or like searching for it isn't, it's like anything else. You're trying to control it, and it's going to get away.
I think that's what attracted me to stand-up comedy, or one of the things in the first place was being able to do that work while getting the validation or the judgment or whatever. Like my second draft of the joke was done on stage instead of with like a script. It's like this finished product's gonna be good, but I got to do the work, and there's no validation with the work. And I don't want to make it just sound so cynical. It's not just validation. Like I need to be validated. It's also like my relationship to the creative process. I do this for connection. Like that's something I've learned about myself. And with a project like a script, there is no connection until it's finished. And then you shoot it, and then you edit it, and then you get it out. And then you can connect with people and see how it made them feel. That's what's kind of missing in a lot of ways for some of it. So that's why
comedy,
I like stand-up.
Yeah, it's definitely instant gratification. Like, oh yeah, that's right. I hit right now.
And instant connection to like it's instant validation and gratification on the ego side. But in my soul, it's also instant connection. Yeah. I'm making you feel this right now. You're making me feel something by giving me energy back.
We're involved in a relationship.
Currently. Not a future one in my brain as a script writer.
Right. 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 I'm making you feel this now, and I am feeling this now. I am emoting humorously in relation to the human condition, man. Dude.
Well, exactly. I mean, and what I like about comedy is when somebody laughs, it doesn't necessarily mean they agree with me. It's that I made them feel what I felt about that topic. Like, you also feel how I felt about it, and you found it funny.
Yeah, man. A lot of times, man, it's like it's great to also have like joyous laughter where it's like the humor's there, but it's also, oh, this is great. You know what I mean? Like I am enjoying being involved in this monologue, or I am enjoying
Compelling.
yeah. I'm watching this because there's like, dude, you watch Dale Jones, perfect example. You watch him on stage, and it's like, it's not like he's super funny, of course, right? But like you're involved in this thing, like you're like
witnessing a thing.
Yeah.
You have that. It's like half spectacle, half religious experience.
Experiments, right?
It's a religious experiment. So I got a joke about my mom that's going to be on the special, but I'll still be doing it for the next little bit till it comes out at least. And I love the face of recognition on people's on people's faces. The like seeing them know exactly what I'm talking about and how much they're enjoying their own mother during this joke.
Yeah.
Or their grandma. It's a joke that could be about your grandma too. It's a joke about being on the phone with my mom, and as I relate it to people, watching them enjoy laughing at their mother or grandmother and the relationship they have with them through that. I fucking love it, dude. It's magic. It's so much better than set up, punch. But set up, punch is in there over and over again. Has to be. Otherwise, it's a boring story.
Right.
That's the alchemy of it,
Yeah. The craft, where art meets craft, and it makes that beautiful little magic
Soup.
Tinkerbell. Yeah, I like soup, boy.
Snake butt soup.
Snake butt soup? Are you kidding me? Bring it on! I can't get enough. That snake butt. That old tasty snake butt. You got that.
That old tasty snake butt soup. Come on down to Bill's Sandwich Shop. We got tasty snake butt soup, snake butt sandwiches, and snake butt salads.
We in the snake butt now, baby. Into the snake butt.
Snake butts all the way down. All right. Well, we couldn't get any more meta or up our own snake butt ass. I think that's good. Appreciate everybody. I love you, DJ.
I love you too, buddy.